without any further ado, let's bring on board Ramakanth V. Akula. He is a CEO at the Waterbase, now joining in on ET Now. Good afternoon and great to have you with us. To begin with, let's talk about that major plan in the works to drive up your shrimp production. Tell us, firstly, what has been your own output and what are your plans to really drive up the overall shrimp production?
Okay, Waterbase is not into shrimp processing and export in a big way. We are mainly a feed manufacturer. So Waterbase, almost 95% of our revenue comes from shrimp feed. So we have been growing in the industry. As all of you are aware, shrimp exports in the country had been growing exponentially since 2009, and also the feed business. So we are improving our volumes year on year. Through as more and more areas are coming under aquaculture, the demand for feed is also increasing. So we have grown our feed business last year by almost over 15%, and this year also we are expecting that the feed volume should grow around 15 to 20%.
But Mr. Akula, there also has been a decline in shrimp prices, right? Especially globally. That must have impacted your business as well, because you're a core provider in the value chain.
Right. We have seen the shrimp prices falling down from the beginning of this calendar year. If you look in the past, we had a very steady prices, international prices were very steady for the last, say, 24 months prior to this fall. And this all happened right from January onwards. I mean, I would attribute this to three reasons. One, extended winters in US. This resulted in accumulation of some stocks. Second, there had been a Chinese ban on illegal imports into China through Vietnam. So there had been a slowdown in exports to Vietnam, because normally Vietnam caters to China a lot, and a lot of Indian exports get routed through Vietnam to China. So that has got a bit slowed down. But otherwise, I think the business is coming back to normalcy. There had been a fall in the farm gate prices in the first few months. Then the whole industry rallied around, all stakeholders extended their support. Even the processors and exporters are giving some support to the farmers. So things have improved in the last, say, 15-20 days. Now we are back. Exports are also going on. So I don't see any reason why we should expect a lower number this year.
Now, compared to some of your listed peers, your market cap and EPS is a bit lower. What are your plans to accelerate growth in order to match your peers?
I mean, we are focused on the shrimp feed business. That's our main core business. So we have plans to expand geographically. There are still many areas where Waterbase has not got into. So we'll be focusing on geographical expansion, expanding our dealer network. We had certain capacity problems earlier. Now we don't have that anymore. So that gives us an opportunity to get into new markets, to enhance our dealer network. So that should take care of our growth in the coming few years. Added to that, we are also planning to introduce many functional feeds in the coming months. So that should also boost our overall sales revenues.
Thanks very much for joining in and giving us a heads up on the overall business. Clearly, you seem to be focused on your overall shrimp production and focused on the plans of growing the business going forward. And they are also looking at overall expansion as well, which would mean a higher export revenue.